Okay, I'm going to start my presentation off by showing my visuals and actually trying to get a picture of the Turrialba volcano in Costa Rica. I've been living here almost a year now with my wife, and I'm hoping the clouds will break up to at least give you an idea of what living 4 miles away from an active volcano looks like, but I don't know if it will. Either way, I'm going to do a panoramic view of the neighborhood that I live in. Like I said, this is Turrialba, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a small country north of Panama, south of Nicaragua in Central America. Approximately 5 million people live in Costa Rica total, and every year they have around 2 million tourists and visitors come down, mostly for adventure. Costa Rica is known for a lot of its adventure. A lot of people come down for whitewater rafting, which the Pecuary River is in Costa Rica. It's top 5 whitewater rafting rivers in the world. Fishing, world-class fishing is good here. On both oceans, Costa Rica, I didn't mention this, but has bordered by the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean. So with that, the fishing is excellent. Also, most people come down for the culture. The culture in Costa Rica is really good. The San Jose, which is the capital city, has 1.5 million people living in it, and pretty much has everything that a normal big city has. Food, like I said, culture, dancing, different people from around the world, which makes it a normal big city just like any other cities in other countries. Costa Rica is also called the Switzerland of the Americas. They have no army. They rely heavily on the United States for their protection, although they don't really have many enemies, so it's not really necessary at this given point, thank God. They do have a Coast Guard, which patrols the Pacific and Atlantic, mostly for drugs and for illegal fishing. A lot of drugs come through Costa Rica, especially on the Atlantic side. There's a huge problem with drugs coming out of South America and moving up into the United States. The people in Costa Rica call themselves Ticos. They're pretty laid back. Not really anything happens too fast here, which is one way and a good thing, but one way also it's somewhat frustrating. The only thing they do quick is drive. Driving is absolutely insane in Costa Rica. They are definitely crazy when it comes to driving the car. Costa Rica is a good social system. Mostly everybody gets educated at least through the 10th grade. So they are the highest educated population in Central America at this point. And they're nice people overall. I have not had any problems with anybody living here. They're nice, they treat you good. Even as Americans, I feel like I'm a rock star in Costa Rica. Everybody wants to know what you're doing and what you've been doing or what you have, which sometimes can be a problem. Most of Costa Rica is pretty mountainous. On the Atlantic side of the country, it levels off roughly 30 kilometers from the ocean. And that is where most of the plantations are. Big on banana. They grow a lot of bananas, pineapple, and most of that gets exported up into the United States. I think it's like 75% of all their exports go to the United States at this point. So really heavily reliable on the U.S. for the economy here. And like I said, the tourism is big. They have 2 million visitors a year, which accounts for 8% of their GDP, so tourism is a heavy thing, and overall it's a great place to come visit. It's easy to get to from the United States, 4-hour plane ride down here, and there's a lot to do. Like I said, a lot of adventure. A lot of tourism places will take you all over the country. There's 7 active volcanoes, including the Turrialba volcano, which I'm going to pan to. It's actually, you can see it at this given point. It just started erupting 2 years ago, and hadn't erupted for over 100 years, so it's going to be quite interesting to see. Hopefully it doesn't erupt while I live here. So thank you for listening, and good luck to everyone else with their presentations.